All right, listen, I want to ask you a question. The question is Mark Zuckerberg, what a name, what he needs another name, and Facebook prophesied in the Bible. Look at that guy. He doesn't look human, does he? Let me ask you a question. Leave that there. I really should put a disclaimer there. A face like that could scare a little baby. A little child, 1 year or 2 or 3, look at him and say, "Oh my God, what was he created in a test tube?" Look at that. Look at him. Look, he don't look normal. I mean, who do you know looks like that? You don't know anybody that looks like that, right? And I think they ought to put a warning out if you're going to show this to little children. You're going to show a picture of Mark Zuckerberg. Anyway, so is Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook prophesied in the Bible? That is to say, did John the Revelator or Jesus or somebody say, that Facebook is going to come along in the year, 2002 or something like that? And, this guy's going to be at Harvard. He's going to steal it from one of his best friends. And, and then in less than 12 years, he's going to rule the world. He'll have like 4 billion people on his site every day. And he'll set up a system whereby, everybody will be there. They're talking and doing all kinds of crazy things. And then he's going to use his power to put down the North Vietnamese people and put down the government in North and try to rewrite the war of the Vietnam War. And he's going to use his powers to raise the so-called suffering sons of the Confederacy, white man, to power. He's going to take an organization like QAnon that probably nobody would have ever heard of, and he's going to plaster it to all 4 billion people 24/7. He's going to send it to little babies want to have their birthday party on Facebook with their friends, and he's going to make sure that the little children know what QAnon is. He's going to put together what they call an algorithm that any and everybody will have to know what QAnon is and what white supremacists is and what he's going to promote all of that. He's going to promote it, and so that they're going to become the most powerful organization on the planet because he wants to get back at the NAACP and black people. Whatever. I'm trying to figure out why, because that's what he does promote he did promote, a lot of people say they promoted the 6th of January, the insurrection that they assault upon the Temple of Democracy. The boy's only 37 years old, right? 4 billion people. China, and if you don't like the Chinese government, he can then use he can stop the China. Let's say he don't like the Xi Jinping, but he likes the Uyghurs that are in prison camps in northern China near Mongolia, right? He has the power on Facebook to stop Xi Jinping, as powerful as he is, from his messages getting out and promote the message of the Uyghurs. He can do that. He can make the Uyghurs look like they got the power, and he can actually stop, no matter how powerful Xi Jinping may think he is, but he can't get nowhere on Facebook. It's called algorithm. And this boy is doing this everywhere. That girl, Frances Haugen, is over there now in Europe. I think she's over in the UK somewhere. She's over there now testifying because this boy, he's been doing this all over the world. He's been propping up dictators and taking down democracy. Zuckerberg. What I thought? I said, well, now, how could somebody that young be that evil? That's going to get me in trouble. At least that's my perception. That's my opinion. Will that clear me? So Facebook won't give me a strike or take me down. You can't get that evil in 37 years. You got to live at least 75 years to get as evil as that boy is. Because when you find out what he's been doing, and not just that, there's a whole lot of talk out there about this boy is corrupting young people, destroying young girls. I tell you what I do. I have Instagram, right? My Instagram account won't grow no matter what. I can't get more than 900 people on Instagram. It's been that like that for years. But I'll tell you what I'll tell you about Instagram and what it's doing it's destroying children and young girls, that is. When I'm fasting, right? Like, we fast twice a week. We the ATLAH people, we fast twice a week. So when I'm fasting, I don't go to Instagram. No, I ask you, but these women be shaking their butts, throwing their crotch around. I mean, why God, you open up Instagram and you think you're in the Little Bunny Hull House out in Reno, Nevada somewhere. They're everywhere, walking across the street. They got tight this, tight that, tight. And, so when you're fasting, you want to stay away from temptation and, that kind of stuff. You want to stay close to, you know what I mean. I don't, and I tell everybody else, when you're fasting or trying to get spiritually, or you get ready to go to pray, don't go to Instagram, because you do, you're gonna get it. So here's what's happening. A lot of young girls who don't have those bodies, big lips and big hips. So these women don't act like you do. Don't act like you ain't been there. Don't you act like you ain't been to Instagram and you ain't seen it. Don't you act like that around me. Don't you seen it too. And these girls got these big hips, these big lips, and I don't know about big lips, but the big hips, they got something else big breasts, I say, put it that way, right? I put it like that. And so the young girls who are maybe skinny, and they don't have all that, they're 15 years old, they're going through all kinds of, depression and self-evasing. And a lot of people are saying that a lot of young girls are committing suicide. They're being withdrawn now because they don't have all these bodies that they see. All these other and Facebook keeps Instagram rather keeps promoting it. And Zuckerberg owns Instagram. By the way, does Zuckerberg have a wife or any of these girls? His girls? Do they have a girlfriend? Do they have a boyfriend? Lord have mercy, Pastor Manny. This may be my last time on Facebook, everybody. Because these people don't want to hear the truth. But I ask a question. I'm asking a question. Is it in today's LGBTQ society, you can ask if a man has a boyfriend or has a tranny. Where does he live? Nobody knows. I don't know. But yeah, so my question is that I really get back to the nitty gritty here, is that did the Bible say anything about we're going to in the 21st century we'll be facing Facebook now owns the world. And there are a lot of people are talking about that Elizabeth Warren woman talking about breaking up Facebook, right? And but that ain't gonna ever happen. I can tell you that. Listen, Mark Zuckerberg. The other thing is, how do you get that insidious in 37 years? It's beyond me. Anyway, Mark Zuckerberg has got more dirt, info between him and Google than J. Edgar Hoover dreamed to have on people. I ain't gonna break up Facebook. You can forget, that ain't gonna happen, my brother. And if it do, y'all remember Teddy Roosevelt, the Rough Rider boy up San Juan Hill. That boy with the glasses on and the cowboy hat. At the turn of the century, a century ago, broke up the monopolies of Standard Oil, the railroads, and J.P. Morgan, Chase, and all that. He broke up those trusts because they had a monopoly. Nobody, they had to break up later on. They had to break up the telephone company. AT&T, they owned everything. And then, you remember that. Some of y'all are old enough to remember that. So if you remember, there was only one telephone company at one time. Yeah, now they got 1,000. Anybody can start a telephone company. Heck, I might even start one. But at one time, if you're going to make a phone call, you're going to do it through. And at the time, you had to pay long distance rates. You had to pay time. They were jacking you for money when AT&T, when the only phone business in town, they were jacking you for money. And you couldn't even have a phone. Now, no long distance anymore. Everybody even children got a phone. You can call anybody. You can call to Canada. You can call to Korea. No difference. Because they breaking up so if you here's the idea that Elizabeth Warren is presenting. If you break up Facebook, you'll have more access Right now, it's a monopoly. Mark Zuckerberg runs everybody's life on planet Earth right now. And he got information on everybody's life. Everybody. I said everybody. He got information on it. He got your stuff. He got your number, homeboy. He knows what you like, and he knows what you don't like. Did you know Mark Zuckerberg could punch in your name? He's probably got the color of your eyebrows as well, your eyelids as well, and everything about you from day one will come up. I'm talking about you. You say, well, you're not a politician. You never done anything to anybody. You're just a regular Joe. I know that. So if you know he's got that on you, you know he's got it on these politicians. Elizabeth Warren can talk all that talk she wants, but Joe Biden and Joe Manchurian and Donald John Tribulation Trump and everybody else ain't gonna bother with Mark Zuckerberg. They ain't gonna push that boy. No, sir. They ain't pushing him. That boy, if he didn't have information on him that was dirty, by the way, let me clarify that. He can manufacture it. So my concern is this: does the Bible say anything about this? I don't think so. I mean, not clearly, not that this will be taking place, but this boy runs the world. And you say, Pastor Man, aren't you taking a big chance that he's gonna throw you off? Listen, what they're doing to me right now, they might as well, But he 37 years old, 4 years older than Jesus when he died. And this boy got power. And look at him. He don't look human. You shouldn't show a picture of his face to little children. Lord have mercy. Pastor Manny, if I have to say goodbye today, this is my last broadcast, that'll be it. But I have a right to the freedom of speech. Is that right? This is America, after all, for crying out loud. Freedom of speech. And so, but you ain't gonna touch that boy. And then he lies too. I believe he lies. At least let me qualify that. I think he because what they're saying is that what these people with PhDs that work in Silicon Valley that runs this multi-billion-dollar operation that Facebook is, say that Mark Zuckerberg knows that what he's doing is harming young girls on Instagram, knows that what he's doing is he's promoting these radical groups, that he's 1,000% behind the right-wing people, and he does everything to try to stifle the left wings. And you would think he's a liberal, think he would be for the Joe Bidens of the world. He's for the Donald Trumps of the world. So I'm just reporting and giving my opinion in the event someone tried to say I'm putting something as fact. Nothing is fact here. Just the opinions, not the facts here. Everybody on the algorithm route listening to me, it's just the opinions here, not facts. Not facts, my dear. Not facts, just the opinions. But having said that, I don't think they're going to be able to do anything to him, quite frankly. He's too powerful. This man done got more powerful than anybody on the planet right now, including people over there in China, Xi Jinping, and he looks like he might be the cousin of that boy over there in North Korea. What's his name? Y'all know him. He's anyway. That they look like one another, if you ask me. Kim Jong-un. Don't you think they look like Kim Jong-un? Anyway, I don't think the Bible's. I think what we're clear about is that the Bible didn't miss this guy. There's probably going to be, the results of this. The product. I think he's really been running this. Facebook has been growing over the last 12 years. They made $9 billion last quarter. If they make that much, they'll be making something like $40 billion a year. Zuckerberg himself is worth over $120 billion. What's he going to do with all that money? What's he going to do with all that money? What's he going to do? If Zuckerberg wanted to do something really noble, you know what he could do if he wanted to do something really noble? He could cut off the communications of the Taliban and the Haitian gangs. If you really want to do something, if you want to help humanity, he can make sure that anybody who's associated or thought to be a member of the Taliban will never have access to media again. I don't know how many telephones you buy, anything else. You don't get to talk. Taliban. And the Haitian gangs down there in Haiti, giving everybody down in the country down there in Haiti, will cut you off too. We know who you are. We know what you're talking about because we're listening to you. And you ain't going to be able to communicate no more. Bam! That's it. That'll stop him. But he ain't going to do that. Why would he want to do that? He probably has fun watching them down there killing each other. At any rate, everybody, y'all say a prayer for me. No, I ain't going to ask you to pray for me. I don't something like that. I think that, I think Facebook and YouTube, I think they've made their peace with me. They said, well, we're going to let him do what he's doing. We just ain't going to let him know how many people he's affecting. And we are controlled. We have mind control over them. And because they're on all day and all night, we'll let them stay on. We just won't let him know how many people he's affecting. And that's punishment enough for me, they say. So that's it. Let's say change their mind and change their policy after such a speech as what I've given here now. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. Stay tuned, everybody. I'll be right back. But I'll tell Mark Zuckerberg and all them people at Facebook algorithm, I am the Lord's servant. And don't you ever forget it.